Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk about this Kickstarter book. So, I got this in the mail 2 days ago. That'd been Monday, I think, unless I'm in a time warp. It's entirely possible that I'm in a time warp, though. And honestly, I forgot I backed this on Kickstarter. It was like a cheap one, I think. It was like $8 or something, maybe. Like maybe it was even cheaper than that. I don't remember. It was not expensive, which I think is kind of the point I'm trying to make here. Unlike a lot of Kickstarter books where you're paying like $30 for a single issue, it's like that's kind of ridiculous. But this was low enough that I could buy it essentially completely on a lark and not have any regrets. So few regrets that I kind of forgot till I got the shipping notification that it was even going to show up. And then when I did get the shipping notification, I was like, what is this? And then I realized that the shipping notification was actually for the book I got in the mail that day because I hadn't checked my email in like a week. Anyway, I digress. This came in some pretty cool packaging. Like, this looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I certainly dig it. It's a lot like the rags packaging, not to be confused with the boxes and stuff that people like Tim Lim and Doug TeNapel are sending their stuff out in. But it's certainly a cool little bag. It lets you know who it's from. And inside of that was a Stay Flat photo mailer. Boom. Which I don't know who makes these, but everyone I've opened recently has torn like that, so they are clearly manufacturing them poorly. It is what it is. Opened it up, saw the comic book, and then saw this little poster dude. Let's kind of lay it out like this, and beware, there's probably a squeaky chair you're going to hear, because my chair is old and squeaky. I should really get a new one. Cool little poster, shows us all the characters. I really like her design. It looks even better in the comic when she's like transforming and stuff. I think she's like an alien or something from the text, like powered by nanotechnology or something. It was like ridiculous, and I love it. Then we got all this swag, which was included in the envelope. The sticky. I forgot to flip the flap down. Fortunately, the sticky on this sticky bag is not particularly sticky. I have certainly seen way stickier ones, so this isn't such a big deal. Let me just go ahead and flip that down, though, so we don't have a repeat. Got a little card. Yo, check the SO verse with the world, baby. Thank you for your purchase and support. Okay, cool. This is pretty cool. It's a little bookmark. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is to have had the back either done just in solid purple or purple with the star pattern thing. Just kind of continue the motif. But these characters like in a band. So a little ticket looking bookmark. Pretty cool. Holofoil sticker, baby. It's really cool. Unfortunately, it's overshadowed by this sticker, which is the Sovereign Comics logo, right? Except it's got cool 80s shades going on, baby. Definitely some cool stuff there. Took me a second to realize this wasn't a coaster. It was, in fact, a business card. And they're in a band, right? So a little guitar pick. Totally appropriate to see. I dig it. And then a little trading card of some stuff that happens kind of in the book. So that is definitely some really neat swag. Let's get this out of here. I think the presence of the rectangle of brightness was kind of messing with everything there. So I'll put the swag right there. So now for the book itself. Signature. Cover art certainly shows all the characters off. This is what happens when you're talking. You start mixing up two words into one and you create new words and stuff. Probably how portmanteaus were created. Just somebody misspeaking. I don't know. First page. We see they're in a band. Also over here, we see a little bit of stuff about them. And you can see Siphon, Tectonica, AVN, Rinder, and Soul are the stars. Oh, look at that. Honestly, I gotta just be straight with you. If you asked me to point out which one of them was which, I wouldn't have a clue except maybe to guess that that's Avian. Like, I I got through this whole book and I didn't learn their names. So anyway, we open up They're on stage performing and stuff, having a good time. I honestly don't think I noticed the change in pencilers. So, huh, that's weird. Anyway, they're on stage, they're jamming out, and we get these narration boxes. And this is criticism number one, but we're not going to criticize it until a later page. So they party out, they go home, they're going to get some food. I don't know why modern comics always has to have people eating, but they do. And here's criticism number one. Go ahead and read the little pop-up text. It took me a minute of squinting to realize that's her friend saying, hold on, let me make sure I read this correctly. Stop ordering, get the door, because she was about to order food from, I almost said Chinese, from their Mexican restaurant. They were going to get some tacos. But before they can finish eating, they get interrupted. There's a 1090 at the First Sun Credit Union. Bum, 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 which is apparently a bank robbery. So they have to stop eating and go deal with it. And now you see here, like, I get the color scheme, the pink and the green. Like, it fits, they're like their team colors and stuff. But there's a reason narration and text boxes are usually black text on white, because it's easy to read. Which is easier to read, this one or this one? Now on a screen, like if I have my cell phone out here and I'm reading digitally, that would probably look okay. Because it's backlit. It's got light behind it. This doesn't. There's not enough contrast between the white text and the green background. If you'd done a stroke around the characters so that the white text had a black outline or something, it'd be a lot easier to read. But please don't do what you did here with white on green on white. That hurts. So then they transform and stuff, and you can see like her outfit. Like, I dig this. It looks like an owl, man. I don't know if that's supposed to be appropriate. Not like an owl man, like the Batman villain, but like an owl, comma, man. It's great. And I'm gonna step back just a little bit and say I don't really mind her speaking in this blue text on white. Like, I think that looks okay. I think that absolutely looks okay. The purple on purple, not so sold on. Anyway, they transform, they go flying off, and she gets to use her powers, like, right away. Not just the flight thing, but boom, supervision. And this I thought was really cool. And she sees this, like, speedster running in there. Who, a minute later, the speedster's, like, talking to the cops, and like, yo, I stopped the robbers. And then the cops are like, but you stole all the money. Bum, bum, bum. And our heroes are talking in color text boxes. And I guess black on yellow's okay. It's certainly nowhere near as egregious as red on black. Now, they did that, or red on dark gray, I think it was, in the Batman Who Laughs miniseries. And that was kind of brutal to read. This is also kind of hard. The red text needs to pop out more. It needs to be bigger, basically, if you want to do that color combination to make it actually readable to a person holding your book. I don't know, maybe like 12-year-old me could have read that without a problem, but me is me, having some problems. And then we get a little bit of action here. Very dynamic page. I dug it. And actually, is this when the artist, the penciler, changed? Maybe that's why I didn't notice it, because it was like such a dynamic page that it just kind of popped. I don't know, but I like it. She like steals the speedster's powers, and because that's like her power, and grabs her. And then from here on, we go off into a thing where they're going to get ready for a fight, and they're talking and stuff. They get transported to like an alternate universe that's like backwards or something, and just all kinds of cool stuff happens after this point. And I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun reading it. Um, the book is fine. The art's pretty good. The art certainly conveys like what's going on. I didn't see any like really egregious stuff with the art. Like maybe there's a few places where if I had art talent, I would have drawn it differently. But I don't have art talent. It's fine. It's fine. It's serviceable. It gets the point across. There are places where it looks really cool. I certainly like this page, man. How this is going from here all the way across, and then it's in its own box out there. I thought that was kind of clever. Like, you can see the speedster just wrecking everybody up until her, which is pretty cool. There's a lot happening on this one page, is all I'm going to say. Now, the dialogue is mostly okay, but I think the main characters quip a little too much. It sounds like something. It sounds like somebody trying to sound like Joss Whedon, as opposed to necessarily somebody speaking with their own voice. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not familiar with the characters, and so I'm just kind of going with like the first thing that comes to mind, like the first impression. But that's kind of how I felt about it. So that is a little bit of a bummer, mainly because the Joss Whedon quippy heroes thing is kind of overdone. We've got what, like 15 years of Marvel movies where that's the only kind of dialogue that's allowed in them, and it would be nice to maybe see something a little different. The characters end up, we don't get like the resolution of this fight in this issue. The rest of this book is like a setup for whatever's going to happen based out of these two panels right here, which looks like it's going to be a cool fight. Like I gotta say, looks like it's going to be a cool fight. So I gotta see when the Kickstarter for number 2 is going to happen, because flipping back here, it's apparently coming soon, right there. So that ought to be exciting. And if it's like, if this is as low price as I thought it was, as I'm remembering, and I guess we got to look this up on Kickstarter, it's like a no-brainer, man. It's just like picking up an issue off the rack. Give it a try. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Sure, up, see you again, and bye-bye.